Hi guys, today I will be making my active romper pattern. There are two versions that come with this pattern. One version that has thick straps and another version that has spaghetti straps. I use this romper as a casual romper and love it because it's so comfortable when I'm just slouching at home. Have also taken this romper to the gym and felt comfortable exercising in it. I made 4 of them in one day and is now my everyday favorite outfit. I made 4 versions of this top in black, 2 with thick strap using both black and white lace tape, and another 2 with spaghetti straps using black and white straps. Here are the outfit vibes for this romper to give you ideas on how to wear it. Some of these girls are wearing the romper underneath button-downs or an oversized jacket. And here we have some stuff for how to pair this romper with different bottoms. If you wanted to have some fun with this pattern and hack it, here are some ideas for you guys. Aside from changing the straps, you could also separate the romper into tights and a tank top. Feel free to get creative and make it your own. We don't need too many materials for this pattern. For the main fabric, we need an elastic knit fabric with a 4-way stitch. I'm using a layer knit fabric with about a 50% stitch to it. I recommend a fabric that has somewhere between a 50 to 70% stitch to it. A 50% stitch will give you more of a compressed feel, which would be great if you are going to be using this for active wear. While a 70% stitch will feel more relaxed and better for lounge and casual wear. For the seams, I will be using elastic lace tape to add to the neckline, leg hole, and armholes. Lace tape is optional, but you could also finish the seam using the zigzag function on your machine. I also wanted to add a cute bow to the bottom of the neckline at the end. As I mentioned earlier, there are 2 versions of the pattern, so depending on if you want thick strap or spaghetti straps, cut out the version you want. For this sample, I'm going to be making the pattern with thick straps. My pattern that I'm using can be found on my Etsy shop. I will leave the link in the description below. Cut out the pattern pieces. There are only 3 pieces to cut out: the front, the back, and the clutch pieces. Instructions for how to cut out the pattern pieces are included in your instruction booklet. To start off, overlock stitch the shoulder straps and the sides of the bodice together. If you don't have an overlock machine, use the zigzag function on your sewing machine. Overlock stitch the cloth piece between the front and the back bodice pieces. Here I'm using a white fabric for the clutch piece to make it easier for you guys to see how I stitch the fabric together. Alright guys, the romper seemed to be coming together nicely. Now it's a good time for you to try it on and check the fit of the romper before moving on. Since my main fabric is thin and a little see-through, I'm going to also sew in a lining layer. This lining layer isn't included in this instruction booklet, but it will follow the same steps. Fold back and P-stitch the seam of the armhole, leg holes, and neckline in order to add elastic lace tape to the romper later. Use the longest length setting on your sewing machine for the steps so the stitching will be easier to remove later. If you are not adding elastic lace tape to your romper, you can fold back and zigzag stitch the seam instead. Next, we'll be adding elastic lace tape to the seams. Make sure to use the zigzag function on your sewing machine. I recommend pulling lightly on the elastic tape in order to add tension as you sew it on, so that the opening of the romper will be more fitted. Now I will cut out the excess seam of the fabric and remove the P-stitch I made earlier to leave only the zigzag stitch for a cleaner and a prettier seam. Here I'm removing the P-stitch by using a pin to pull the thread out. Leave only the zigzag stitch in. Well guys, the romper is done, but I want my romper to look cute, so I'm going to add a bow. Since my lace tape is white, I decide to also go with a white bow. And that's all for this romper. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like sewing content like this, subscribe to my channel. More videos are coming. Okay guys, see you guys in the next video.